Welcome to Big Daddy Sports Room. Your host, Big Daddy.
LB Jenkins.
We're back with you once again talking about the hot topics. Let's jump right in it. We got the draft coming up this week. And before we get to this week's draft, I want to look back at last year's draft, see who did okay and who failed in the top 10. So we're going to start off, of course, last year Carolina picked Cam Newton. You good with that pick?
2 thumbs up. Who wouldn't be good with that pick? Broke every rookie year, rushing, touchdowns, and you give him the right weapons, and you fix that defense, that team's going somewhere.
I wasn't high on Cam when he came out, but I can't argue.
He can't throw accurate.
He wasn't
not gonna do anything.
It's
just all hype.
Was he accurate in college? Yes or no?
He didn't have to.
But he wasn't.
He did half effort.
His own coaching staff didn't know he was going to be that accurate at the beginning of the last season. But with all that being said, I'm cool with the Cam pick. Denver, Von Miller, you cool with that?
Yeah, he was a strength in that defense, bailing out Tebow, helping Tebow on the other side of the ball. He definitely came in when he was injured. He missed 2 games. You could tell that defense suffered without him being there. Good pickup.
I like Von Miller. I could argue, though, that Denver should have selected Patrick Peterson and paired him with Champ Bailey. But I can deal with the Von Miller pick. Buffalo, Marcel Darius. In my opinion, Buffalo, now knowing all the facts, should have took Aldon Smith from San Fran.
Ooh, yeah.
Aldon Smith coming out, you didn't really know he was kind of a workout warrior, but Aldon Smith can ball. And so if you put that on Buffalo, especially this year, with them getting your boy Super Mario, that'd be nice. So who you think they should? Are you cool with the Marcel pick?
I'm cool with Marcel.
He's solid.
They had a lot of veterans on there get injured. I think if the defense is all healthy, I think they're a solid defense.
Cincinnati, AJ Green, you can't argue with the pick. AJ Green showed up and showed out.
Earned his check.
So AZ, Patrick Peterson, Arizona,
punt returner, cornerback.
Punt returner alone. You can deal with.
Won some games.
Atlanta, I wanted to argue the Julio Jones pick. I know he fit to go off. They gave up too much to get Julio Jones. But in the future, with Julio and Roddy White and Bernard Turner, and then today Atlanta just pulled off the steal of the pre-draft, getting Asante Samuel for a 7th-round pick. The team is getting better, and I think Julio will get better. Go.
Not a if. You got a lot of faith in Julio Jones.
Look, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I understand that. I'm just saying Julio can get better.
Look, this team made it to the playoffs every year but one, and that's when Matt Ryan was hurt, and that's when Turner was hurt. So bad season. Other than that, offensively, they were a force. They didn't need Julio Jones, but what they needed was defense, which they didn't address. I look back, Jimmy Smith went to Baltimore. Now, I admit he did struggle at the beginning of the season in Baltimore, but he did come back. He is now a starter for the Baltimore Ravens, which is an elite defense. I'm sorry. Fix your defense. Take Jimmy Smith.
Little high for Jimmy. Jimmy has some off-the-field issues, but I understand what you're saying.
Hold up. He would have been there if they didn't trade up as well. Oh!
San Fran, because I said Aldon Smith should have went to Buffalo, they should have took Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan got picked by the Washington Redskins and balled out, played well in that 3-4 defense. I think he'd have fit right in with Frisco. Who you got?
Well, I think they did right. Got the rookie defense of the year.
Hey, I can't argue with Aldon Smith.
14
but if we're doing it over, Aldon Smith wouldn't have been there. Tennessee, Jake Locker. I like Jake Locker. The little bit we've seen in Jake Locker, he has poise. He can make all the throws. I think he's going to be a nice quarterback in this league.
You see, question mark. He came in, there's no film on him. Christian Ponder almost beat the Green Bay Packers last year. Guess what? The next time they faced him, shut down. You get a little tape on Jake Locker. I don't know. It's a question mark. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. He came in and fought back, almost won a game.
Based off of what he showed you, all you can say is there's potential. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying there's a question mark, and we'll see about it this season.
Okay. Dallas. Tyron Smith, I'm not sold on him, but there wasn't many offensive linemen, that I can say, oh, would have blown him out the water, so I'm okay with the pick.
The whole defense needs to start collecting retirement checks because they all old.
Well, nobody knew the defense was going to look like that.
You can't expect Rick to come in and do it all by himself.
And, he's an offensive lineman. He ain't defense.
No.
But they should have took defense there. All right, Jacksonville, Blaine Gabbert, look no.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton should have been the pick. Hindsight 2020. I liked Andy coming out, but I didn't think Andy would be as good as Andy was. But he made Blaine Gabbert look like, oh my
Jacksonville. Oh, you got a new owner, new man, everything, new coach and everything. Hey, next time draft a quarterback that doesn't duck when he has to throw. All right.
Next up, this year's draft. We already know number 1 and number 2 is locked in. You got Luck, you got Griffin. I think the coach should take Griffin. That's just my personal opinion. You got a bad offensive line, the mobile quarterback's going to help you. But luck can move, so we'll see how that goes. Number 3, who you got?
Vikings are taking Blackman. All right, we got Christian Ponder, new quarterback.
No, they should take Blackman.
They should.
They should. Rumors are they're going to take the offensive lineman, Matt Khalil, which is a safe pick, but it's not a sexy pick.
Look, my whole thing is you got Christian Ponder, second-year quarterback coming in, only played what?
He played a little more than half the season. So, he was so-so. He wasn't horrible.
Your number 1 wide receiver is Percy Harvin. That's a problem. So bring in a wide receiver, help him out.
They need something sexy because they have stadium issues. That team might be relocated. You got to get the fan base back. You bring in Justin Blackman, the fan base gets behind that. Although this team needs defense. So if they could trade down and get more picks, that would be the best case scenario because defensively, this team is barren. At the number 4 pick, I got Cleveland taking Trent Richardson. They need a running back. Peyton Hillis is now in Kansas City. I got Cleveland taking Trent.
Oh, yeah, they need to start running back. Hardesty had to come in for Peyton because he kept being sick or injured or whatever with his issues were.
He quit. I'm just going to call it spade a spade. He quit.
But Hardesty, good backup, second-string running back, but not good first. Definitely coming there. Help Colt McCoy out. And second, third, fourth round, get some receivers. Help my man out. Come on.
Baby Favre probably won't be starting past this season. Anyway, Tampa Bay, I got Morris Claiborne. I got defensively, you got Rondé moving to safety. They need some help in the secondary. I know they might want to go offensive, but if Morris Claiborne is there, I think you have to take it.
Definitely. I mean, Rondé, great Hall of Fame player, getting old. You need to replenish that defense. And we got what's his name, Akeem Tully. He might be going to jail or something. I don't know. He could get in trouble. But so we need to make sure we got side cornerbacks ain't going to go to jail. Come on.
St. Louis. I'm not high on this receiver, but your boy Sam Bradford needs help. So you got to take Floyd with this pick. You got to. It's kind of a reach, but offensively, Bradford just needs help, and he needs skill position players. And Floyd's the next best receiver on the board. Next up, Jacksonville. Offensive line is okay. But Matt Khalil at 8, you can't just leave him sitting there. You take the best player on the board. You can shuffle some things around. Matt Khalil is going to be a solid pro.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that way, maybe Black Gabbert doesn't have to duck.
A little bit more protection. You never know. Miami is slotted to take Tannehill. And I'm going to tell you, if anybody takes Tannehill above the top 20, it's a reach. It's too many ifs with this kid. He's only had 15 collegiate starts. And I'm sorry. In my opinion, you asked him to move to wide receiver in college for a reason. And then he came back to quarterback, and you're like, oh, his measurables. I've seen this story before. It's too many with this with him. We're all enamored by his arm. Look, Jamarcus Russell had a big arm too. He threw the ball 65 yards on one knee. I'm just saying, don't get caught up in it. Tannehill is more of a project to me than I'm taking him in the top 10.
Wait, hold up. If he can go to receiver, because guess what? Miami got rid of Brandon Marshall. They need a receiver. Draft Tannehill. Come on.
Yeah, Tannehill is not an NFL receiver. I say Miami should take Luke Kuechly out of Boston College, the inside linebacker. Tackles well and can cover. You can always help that defense out. Carolina. Got Carolina taking Fletcher Cox, DT out of Mississippi. That defense needs somebody up front. I know Dontari Poe had the great workout, but Dontari Poe's career at Memphis doesn't add up to his measurables at the workout. That scares me. You get these workout warriors, and it don't show on the field. So I'm going to go with what's shown on the field. I'm going to take Fletcher Cox.
Look, and I'm bringing for an ASU flunky. Burke. They need to take him, improve that defense.
In the first round?
Hey, he lose the weight.
No.
He need to lose the weight. Stop slacking off. I don't know what made you think, it's the end of my senior year, I can start slacking off. Now, before...
No.
Weight gain and the laziness.
No, stop. The last time Burkett was seen, he was 270 pounds. He was running a 5.2 40. He had offensive linemen running faster than him. Oh, by the way, just came out today, he failed his drug test at the combine. That's too much baggage. He might not get drafted at all.
Hold up. I retract my statement. I know you was failing drug tests. Do you not want to get drafted? I swear to God, what's your IQ? He probably got one on the Wonderling test. You probably got one. Why are you failing drug tests? You don't want a future. Bye, next.
We'll come back to Burkett. I have an idea for that kid, but it sure ain't in the first round. Buffalo. Quentin Couples, DN out of North Carolina. Look, he comes and goes on film. He show up sometimes he don't. I think up there with Sean Merriman and Nick Barnett, I think he can get motivated. And then with Super Mario on the other side, your life just got a whole lot easier. So I think that's where you go. Now to your boy Vontaze Burke. I think he could be the steal of the draft if he goes to 1 or 2 situations. Late 6th, 7th round pick. If the Ravens or the Steelers take him, they breed linebackers. They have the leadership to do it. If you go to Pittsburgh with Timmons and your boy Woodley and Harrison, they can teach him how to be a professional, how to deal with the media. Since at ASU, he wasn't even intelligent enough to hold the interview. I don't even want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, and how not to do drugs.
How to keep yourself in shape. They can do that. And then in Baltimore, all we got to say is Ray Lewis. This is all that needs to be said. So I think late, if he goes to 1 of those 2 situations, his career can be saved and he can be the steal of the draft. Because before last season, he was a talented linebacker, projected to be a top 15 pick. He came into his senior year and lost his ever-loving mind. So hopefully that can be salvaged. Other than that, Dontari Poe, if somebody picks him in the right situation, if he plays to his measurables, can be very good. We just don't know how that's going to go. Next up, NBA.
Playoffs.
This season seemed to have been a whirlwind. Got kind of boring there in the end. But it's playoff time now. Let's get into it. Right now, if the matchup stay the same, we got Bulls versus 76ers. Who you got?
Bulls. Derrick Rose come off rested. That injury ain't gonna play. Look, if Derrick Rose sit on the bench the way they playing, 76ers ain't doing it. They ain't consistent enough.
Bulls, just because they're a deeper and better team than the Sixers. I think the Sixers will give them a fight, but it won't be much. Miami versus Knicks. Now this can change. If the Knicks win their last 2 and Orlando lose their last 2, the Knicks can move to the 6. But right now it looks as if the Knicks are going to be stuck in that 7th spot. Knicks versus Miami.
I want the Knicks to win. I want Carmelo. I want Woodson to be a coach. I want people to come in and win. But you know what? He's good enough to get out the first round. LBJ is going to take him out. Miami's going to.
Look, you say just him. Look, the fact of the matter is, healthy Dwayne Wade, they've been resting him.
Okay, healthy.
Chris Bosh is going to get his. The Miami Heat are too talented to lose to the Knicks in the first round.
You know what?
They just are.
You know, I say he's robbing. You know, I always say that. It's Dwayne Wade's team and everything. I give him props. He's been carrying this team second half. He's been doing his job.
I'm not arguing it.
He gonna look. I say LBJ because D-Wade get injured first freaking game of the playoffs, and I'm giving the LBJ come out the first round.
Look, I'm not arguing that. Pacers versus Magic. Look, your boy Dwight Howard quit. Pacers.
Oh yes, and I'll go on. Okay, he called the Indiana Pacers to be the Eastern Conference Finals. We're not saying that yet, but they did make the playoffs. They made the number 3 spot.
Well, did I say they were sleeper team? They got the number 3 seed. All I'm saying is I said it. Everybody laughed at me when I said it.
I'm giving you props. I'm just giving you props.
Boston versus Atlanta. ATL don't play no defense.
Boston gonna win. I'm tired of this matchup.
No defense.
You know, like the last 4 years, it's been Boston Atlanta's first round.
And Boston they won all of them.
Yeah, so
Spurs versus Jazz. I think this is gonna be closer than people think. I think the Spurs would have loved to see Phoenix over the Jazz. The Jazz are a hard-nosed team. I'm picking the Spurs, but it's gonna take at least 6.
Look, I don't trust the Spurs. I think this whole thing.
We've seen this before.
Yeah. You come out into the season.
But the Jazz ain't as talented as Memphis was last year.
The Jazz have some hustle. You got Millsap coming in. Look, I'm telling you, I'm taking the Jazz.
Woo! The 8 over the 1. OKC versus Dallas.
OKC. What is Dallas? The shell of its former self?
They miss Tyson Chandler more than they ever willing to say. And to be quiet as it kept. They miss J.J. Bavarian and your boy Deshaun Stevenson too. That team last year was built and it was very cohesive and everybody knew their parts. Obviously Lamar Odom didn't work out. Vince Carter is not VC anymore. You know,
he ain't been himself since 5 years ago.
I agree with that. Too bad for Dallas, but OKC should win that one pretty easily. Lakers versus the Nuggets.
Lakers.
It's the Lakers because in the playoffs you can't do what the Nuggets do. In the playoffs, you need a go-to guy. Denver doesn't have a go-to guy. They have a nice team. I give George Karl a lot of credit coming back from the cancer and coaching, the level he's coaching, and getting basically scraps. Journeyman Andre Miller, Journeyman Al Harrington. Got JaVale McGee playing like he got some sense. The coaching job George Karl has done has been really good. But come playoff time, we need superstars, and they just don't have it. Clippers versus Memphis.
Can the Lakers do it without Meta World Peace? I'm sorry, I have to take a quick segment. Your name is Meta World Peace, and you elbowing people. I'm sorry. Back for commercial break.
Look, I was going to leave the player formerly known as Ron Artest alone.
Oh, he Ron Artest again. Ain't no world peace.
Look, I'm going to say this, because I'm going to stand up for him, because ain't nobody else in the media done it. This ain't the worst elbow I've ever seen in the NBA.
That I agree about.
Pull up YouTube and pull up Karl Malone elbowing your boy David Robinson. Sleep instantly. He ain't getting 7 games. If it ain't good enough for you, pull up Karl Malone elbowing Zeke in the face because Zeke dropped 40 on John Stockton. Dropped him. 40 stitches. No. This is overblown because we got so much media now. That elbow, yeah, he sleeped him. Ooh, so look. Why was that man so close? See, ain't nobody want to ask the question about Harden. Why is Harden up in his grill like that? I'm not excusing the elbow, but the response to the elbow is being blown out of proportion. Suspension, I'm fine with it, but I'm telling you, YouTube, it ain't the worst worst elbow in the last 15 years in the NBA. It's getting too much play. I understand that his past plays into this, so I'm not tripping because David Stern said his past is why 7 games. But the fact remains,
he's been rehabilitated.
This ain't the worst elbow. Please let that go. And the Lakers don't need him because he only shooting about 30% from the field anyway. Next up, Clippers versus Memphis, which will be the most compelling matchup of the first round. I got Memphis.
Clippers.
Are you serious?
I'm taking Clippers.
See, you into the hype.
No.
Look, time out. When they need a bucket, can they go to Blake?
Yeah, 36 points the other day.
When they need a bucket, because look, Lob City ain't gonna happen in the playoffs.
No.
It's a half-court game.
No, I give it to Clippers because Clippers have home court advantage in this matchup.
What do that mean?
What
that mean?
That means there's more games in LA and Showtime, the new Showtime LA Clippers is gonna get it done.
Look.
If it was Memphis, if Memphis had Showtime, I'll give it to Memphis. I'll give it to LA.
Look, they were Showtime in the regular season. They threw more lobs than anybody in the NBA. But look, DeAndre Jordan ain't progressed as a player. All he can do is dunk. He got no post moves whatsoever. Blake Griffin, you can't give him the ball on the block by himself late. He got no go-to move, and the boy can't shoot free throws. It's Chris Paul or bust. So you telling me Chris Paul gonna run through Zebo and Rudy Gay and Mike Conley Jr. and Mark Gasol? I'm sorry. I like Chris. Chris might be the best point guard in the NBA. That ain't fit to happen. I got Memphis winning it in 6.
LA in 6.
We'll see. So, who you got in East Conference Finals?
Miami Heat versus the Bulls.
Way to go out on the limb there.
Oh, he's gonna take his Pacers.
No, I'm not, because of the matchups don't yield that. I'd love for the Knicks to get to the conference finals. I'd love for the Knicks, and it'd be Knicks Bulls. I just don't see the Knicks drew Miami in the first round. I think it's a problem. I think it might be Boston, Chicago. Miami has a problem with Boston. I don't know if Boston can do it 4 times, but I'm telling you.
Exactly. Come on. AARP ain't gonna come out and do that against that.
It would be, the finals would be Boston, Miami.
Oh, well, I already took that. Ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Boston can beat the Bulls.
No, hold up.
Boston can beat the Bulls.
Hold up. You telling them to go to 2 playoffs, then go face Miami?
I ain't say it's gonna beat Miami. I said they can beat the Bulls. The Bulls they're a good regular season team. They Derrick Rose or bust in the playoffs. And he'll shoot you into a series and shoot you out of one. That's just the fact. But it's gonna be Bulls versus Heat. It should be. They're the best 2 teams. But I like the Pacers. I just don't like how it's drawn up. Them versus Miami in 7. Miami having the home court. Ain't finna happen. Over in the West.
Wait, we forgetting something. Hold up, we forgetting something.
What?
We went over this last season, went over this off season, doing the lockout, everything.